Hello and welcome to today's session on Outcome Framework, Maximizing Value Realization of SAP Ariba Program. So what is Outcome Framework? Outcome Framework is an approach to designing and executing SAP Ariba Program, and this approach will help you maximize the value you can realize from your SAP Ariba program. So the process starts with clearly defining the objectives and goals of your SAP Ariba program, your desired outcomes, and how will you measure the success. Based on the outcomes, you start designing your program plan. The program plan is broken into manageable phases, which helps you realize value over time. The sequencing of phases is done in such a way that helps you to derive maximum value at the earliest. Over time, you start executing the different phases of the program based on the plan as an agile approach, and in each phase, you start enabling the users and suppliers which are relevant to and impacted by the phase. As you execute these various phases and you start realizing the benefits, you start measuring the outcomes against the goals that you have set for the phase. Now let us look at program planning and adoption strategy. As I mentioned earlier, program plan is organized into manageable phases, and each phase is defined in terms of the scope that will be covered in terms of buy processes or regions of the company or business units that will be part of this phase or categories that you will be covering in the phase or user groups or supplier groups that will be impacted by the phase. The sequencing of the phases is based on the business priorities, your value realization goals, the complexity of business process enablement or category enablement, and ease of user and supplier group adoption. The less complex categories and buy process are taken earlier. Similarly, user groups and supplier groups, which are high on adoption readiness, are taken first. The barriers to adoptions are analyzed for each phase upfront, and then the actions are planned to remove these barriers. A detailed flight plans are created, and the flight plans can be a different set of flight plans like sourcing flight plans covering different categories over time. It could be buy process flight plan, it could be catalog flight plan, or supplier enablement flight plans. As you execute the phases, the best practices and lessons learned for your organization from each of the phases are incorporated into the subsequent phases. Now look at supplier and user adoption planning. The supplier adoption planning starts with assessing the supplier readiness, the barriers to adoption, and then you start planning the actions to remove those barriers. Based on your assessment of supplier readiness, you create supplier enablement flight plans and you start training and enabling suppliers as per the flight plan. You next enable the content and the processes. Different phases, you will be executing different buy processes. Within each buy process, you will have different categories that you will be executing. So the content refers to different category templates. It could be a sourcing category template, supplier assessment category template. Content could also be the contract as you move the contracts to a digital space, in what sequence, which are the priority contracts or catalogs, enabling different catalogs and content. So a whole range of content and processes need to be enabled. While you execute and enable this content, it is very important to effectively communicate the impact of this change or the future state processing to all key stakeholders, suppliers, and users. Let's talk about user adoption. For each phase, you will identify the user group that will be impacted by the change in that particular phase. For each of the user group impacted, you will assess the readiness, barriers to adoption, and plan actions to remove adoption barriers. Then you start training and enabling end users. Once the adoption is matured, you start decommissioning legacy procurement and account payable systems and processes. As you execute different phases, you start measuring the outcome of each phase. In the beginning, at the planning stage, you have already defined the desired outcomes and how you will measure the success. Against those metrics, you would have set the goals to be achieved in each phase. You start with establishing the baseline of the company on each of the metrics in the context of the bottom quartile and top quartile industry benchmarks. And as the phase progresses, you measure the progress of the company from the baseline as it moves toward the top quartile. In summary, you start visualizing the value realization of SAP Ariba program in gradual phases. It builds as you execute different phases. In summary, outcome framework can increase the success of your business transformation by providing a detailed roadmap which can maximize your value realization for the investment you have made in SAP Ariba program in an achievable timeline. It creates a very robust enablement strategy, leveraging all SAP Ariba by processes and supporting all categories. It is also a very pragmatic approach to adoption because it analyzes the adoption barriers for users and supply segments in detail and plans the corrective actions proactively and also considers this adoption readiness for sequencing the phases. Keeping the executive sponsor and line of business executives completely aligned to a single set of outcome and a clear time plan so their expectations are clearly set and they are all on the same page. Thank you.